Kia ora, Helen Browns here, coming to you live from Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic sparkling day. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 2114, Finding the Flow in the Ordinary. This is part 4 of our Reclaiming Your Rhythm series. But before we get started, I have something exciting to show you. I had to run over to the mailbox. I took Zeffy for a very quick walk. It was all of 2 minutes to go out to the mailbox to get this because it finally arrived, but it's still not live on Amazon yet. But I wanted to show it to you so you could see what it looks like. So this here is the physical copy of the Porchlight Reflection Journal. As you can see, it says not for resale across here because it's a proof. So this is what it looks like. You can see it's just a thin book. It's only like 40-something pages, and it's got the stuff on the back. But this is how it's set up on the inside. You have on this side thoughts to reflect on, and then this one says who quietly showed up for you and how, and you do have a date thing. And then on the other side, this is your free page. It's called the Porchlight Notes, your observations, questions, and stories for free form journaling. And you can put the date there too. You don't have to do these in order. You can do them in any order you like. If you're flipping through this and you go, oh, this one says what part of your story wants to be remembered right now? And you go, oh, you're inspired to write about that, then go write about it. You don't have to do these pages in order. So I am super, super, super excited to show you guys this. I can't wait for it to go live on Facebook. Yeah, I'm not on Facebook. On Amazon, sorry. I can't wait for it to go live on Amazon. I keep checking my email daily. They said that this was, submitted on the 12th of May, which means their 72 hours is up today. So hopefully tomorrow. But this is how big it is. It is 9 1/4 inches this way and 7 1/4 inches this way. So it's just a nice size. It's not too small. It's not too big. So it's a nice size just for sitting on the front porch and writing. Sitting on the porch and writing. So I am super, super excited. So there's like 20. So there's on this page, you have the thought to reflect on. On this page, you've got the free thing. There's 21 prompted pages in here and 22 non-prompted pages. Because once you get into here, into the very first page, hang on. You've got the welcome thing here with the QR code where you can sign up for the newsletter. And then you've got a blank page right here. So the blank pages are all on the right page. The left page will be all the thought pages, all the prompt pages. So that's our Porchlight Reflection Journal, the physical copy. So I am super, super excited to show you guys this. I can't wait for it to go live on Amazon. And trust me, you will know when it goes live on Amazon because I will be on every social media platform going, hey, it's now live. But yeah, the cover turned out so good. I am absolutely stoked with how well this looks and the size of it and everything else. So with that, that's my excitement rhythm for the day. So with that, let's get into what we are here to talk about tonight. So like I said, I'll let you guys know as soon as it goes live on Amazon. As soon as I find out it's live on Amazon, you guys will find out too. But yeah, I am super stoked with that. Anyway, hang on, now I need some water. All right, so sometimes the most powerful moments aren't the big shifts, they're the small ones. Flow doesn't only happen in creative breakthroughs or deep conversations. It happens while you're folding the laundry, chopping carrots, watering plants, writing lists. And tonight we're exploring how to reclaim rhythm by honoring the ordinary. Why the ordinary matters. It's where most of life actually happens. It holds space for peace, clarity, and subtle joy. It's often where insight arrives when we least expect it. How often have you been doing something just randomly throughout the house, like you're folding the laundry, you're washing the dishes, or maybe loading the dishwasher, and all of a sudden, boom, in your brain, you get that brilliant idea that you've been trying to figure out for ages, or you suddenly get that solution to that problem or a possible way to a workaround on a problem that you're having. How many times does that happen when you're doing something as simple as loading the dishwasher, folding your laundry, ironing your laundry, just taking a walk? How often does it happen in those ordinary moments of the day? That is when it happens the most. It doesn't always happen when you're brainstorming something, you're trying to be productive. It happens in the quiet moments of the day. So what flow in the ordinary looks like, you're not rushed, but you're engaged. Time feels softer, more generous. You feel present, not proving, fixing, or escaping. Examples of ordinary flow are repeating simple rituals like your morning cup of tea, walking the same path, your morning routine, your evening routines, journaling or brain dumping with no pressure to produce, folding towels to music. Who here? I absolutely love putting on, especially the 80s music. I've got my 80s playlist. I will put that on when I'm doing housework. It's very upbeat. It helps me get through, and I will dance my way through the house chores, cleaning the bathroom, which I absolutely hate doing, vacuuming, sweeping, mopping the floors, all of that sort of stuff. I will do it to music. Even folding the laundry as well. I do that to music as well. If you're chopping vegetables, maybe you've got the rhythm going there. Chop, 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 chop. Watching a sunrise with no agenda, just going and sitting out the back there. And actually, I can't do it here, but you can go, sit out wherever it is that you can see the sunrise and just watch it and have just no agenda. Just sit there and be present in that moment. And it's awesome. When Zephy was able to do her longer walks and stuff, there's a bench down the far end of the green belt that's by us. And we would walk down there. And if we walked down there at the right time of the day, we could catch the sun just breaking the horizon. And it was absolutely fantastic. And we would just stand there. And Zephy was wanting to go and explore and everything else. And I just wanted to sit and absorb. So we kind of came to a compromise. I can sit here for a couple of minutes, and then you can go sniffing around and we'll go walking and go back home. So yeah, we had to compromise on that one. What blocks that flow is when you're feeling like ordinary tasks are less valuable. Constant multitasking is another way that can block the flow. And some people say, I think of multitasking is doing several things at once. But if you're doing something like you've got something cooking on the thing, you're waiting for that to cook, so you go off and you do something else, that's not multitasking. That's just using time wisely. And you're still doing that ordinary stuff. Multitasking is when you're sitting there, like in the evenings, when I sit there and I read and have a movie playing in the background, and I can tell you where I am at the movie, or watching a TV series or something, or I'm sitting and knitting while I'm watching the TV, or I'm playing cards on the laptop while watching TV, just other stuff, or sorting through boxes while I'm watching TV, just having that noise going. Even putting so there's those sorts of times when you've got to remember that when you're constant multitasking can block the flow, because you're distracted. You've got multiple things going on at once, being pulled in different directions at once, so it blocks the flow. Rushing through things to get to the real stuff. What's the real stuff? What is the real stuff? Maybe it's researching your genealogy. Maybe it's you've got something that you want to do, and you can't do that until you finish this task, because that is then going to be your reward. So you rush through it. No, slow down, just stay in your rhythm. And it's like I said the other day, you can, when I get into the groove, like I'll walk into the bedroom and I'll just walk into my closet and I'll pick up my laundry basket and I'll walk it down to the laundry room, put the laundry on, and then walk away and let that complete. And I don't even think about it. It just naturally happens. So when stuff naturally happens, you're in the groove, you're in your flow. And some people have a fast-paced flow, some are a little slower, some are somewhere in between. Everybody has their own rhythm. In a chatter that says, this doesn't count. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Yeah, it's like, I will tell you what one of my blocks is. I will stand there and look and go, I got dishes on the table. I really should put them in the kitchen, go rinse them off and put them in the dishwasher, or wash them, depending on where I'm at in my cycle of dishes. And I'll stand there and go, yeah, I could do that. And I'll picture myself in my brain, walking over, picking up the plate, walking to the sink, rinsing it off, opening the dishwasher, putting the tray up, putting it in there, closing it all up and everything else. Yes, I can picture that, and I can feel what it feels like to do that. I take one look at it and walk away. I was not in my flow. My flow is just walking past the table, picking up my plate, walking to the kitchen, dealing with it, putting it away without thinking about it. When I have to think about it, that's when it doesn't happen. That's that inner chat and that inner chatter that in a way says it doesn't count, but it's blocking my flow. So reframing your ordinary as sacred. You are allowed to feel proud of the quietly done things. I'll tell you this, there's days where I put the laundry on and I come and sit down at the desk and go, I remember to put the laundry on today. Yes. So I remember to put the laundry on. Now I've just got to remember to go switch it over and take the stuff out of the dryer and fold it and put it away. But hey, I got the laundry on. That was the main thing. Rhythm lives in repetition, not just results. So if you've got your morning routine, like Zeffie and I, we have our morning routine. The alarm goes off. We might read for a little bit. We get up, we get showered, we get dressed. Well, I get showered and dressed, and then we go down to the kitchen. And once we get into the kitchen, I get ready to go for our walk. I get her treats ready to give to her with her medicine, give her meds and her treats to go with it. And then I go over and I check her food bowl. Does she have give her breakfast, fill up the water bowl. I have my routine, and then it's time for us to leave. And so it's time to put the shoes on, put my cap on, and put her harness on and grab her leash, and we're off on our walk. In the morning, when we get to the end of the street, we go to the left, and in the afternoon, we go to the right. But some days we have to switch that up because sometimes the landscapers are there and they're mowing the lawns to the left, so we'll go to the right instead. And then that evening, we'll switch it up. So we have our routines, and we do have alternates for some of those routines as well. So rhythm lives in repetition, not just results. The ordinary is where legacy roots itself. Think about when we're talking about legacy. Was it last week or the week before? We were talking about some of the stuff that has been ingrained in you that you do. You may be conscious of it. You may not be conscious of it, but it's stuff you are passing on to future generations through your actions, through your words that you may or may not be aware of. And this is where the ordinary is where legacy roots itself. I watched my parents. I watched their interactions. I watched what my mum did in the house, where she did the laundry and the dishes and the cooking and all that. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do that for my family. Did it work out that way? No, not quite. I got to do some of it. I just didn't get to do it full time. I wanted to do it full time and I didn't get to do that. But that's okay. It's all right because we have our norm, we have our routines, and we have our repetitions that we do. And some days I just want to mix it up a little bit. And there are days that you're like that because the days that when you're like that on some days, you do have to mix up. You got to clear out the clutter. You got to reboot. Like when your computer starts slowing down, reboot it, and it suddenly goes faster again because it's been bogged down with all that stuff that goes on in the noughts and the noughts and the ones and all that sort of thing, which I don't comprehend. But the RAM gets a little overloaded. You go reboot it. It suddenly frees up the RAM, and suddenly your computer's running faster. It's the same with your body. It needs to get out of routine every now and again so it can restart and get back into the flow again. So it's okay to take those breaks. It's okay to take those rest periods. As we learned yesterday, it's okay to have a rest. And you got to listen to your body and listen to your flow as to when is the best time to do that. So your reflection questions for today. Where in your day do you already feel most grounded or present? And you can use the Porch Light note pages to write these questions on there. What small moment could become a ritual if you paid closer attention to it? Is there something that you do it every day, you just don't have a place in the day that you do it at different times of the day? Maybe if you pulled that little moment into a certain part of the day and did it at the same time every day, maybe that could become a ritual and that gets you in your flow. What would change if you treated the ordinary like it mattered? It matters if you get your laundry done. It matters if you cook your meal. It matters if you get the dishes done. It matters if you sweep and mop and clean and pick up after yourself. It matters if you decide if you're sorting through boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes. It matters. Everything you do matters. So what would change if you treated the ordinary like it mattered? And in closing, the sacred isn't always grand. It's often quiet. And you're allowed to find flow in the folding, the stirring, the tending. That's rhythm too. And with that, we are out of here. Go out, have a super fantastic, sparkling evening. We'll catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. And hopefully, I can tell you that this is now available on Amazon. Hopefully. No, we are going to tell you it's live on Amazon tomorrow. Whether Amazon gets their butts in gear and gets it live, I don't know, but I want this live for you guys because I'm so proud of the work that went into this, into doing this. So I want you guys to, be able to get a copy of this and just have fun journaling and sitting out there on the porch with the porch light on and reflecting on your day or reflecting on one of the questions and one of the prompts that are in here. So go out, have a super fantastic, sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. Hei konara.